The lab leak theory, once widely dismissed by the left, is now gaining momentum as being the cause of the COVID pandemic. The director of the FBI spoke out for the first time on the topic to Fox News' Bret Baier and says that the virus most likely started from the lab incident in Wuhan. Christopher Wray also told Bret Baier it's been difficult to work with the Chinese government on investigating the pandemic's origin.
The FBI has for quite some time now assessed that the origins of the pandemic are most likely a potential lab incident in Wuhan. So here you're talking about a potential leak from a Chinese government-controlled lab that killed millions of Americans, and that's precisely what that capability was designed for. The Chinese government, seems to me, has been doing its best to try to thwart and obfuscate the work here, the work that we're doing, the work that our U.S. government and close foreign partners are doing, and that's unfortunate for everybody.
Kennedy, I was grateful for Director Wray's candor, albeit a little bit Captain Obvious, but at least he was stating what the administration thus far had declined to state. And what was notable to me, that takeaway was that the thwarting is happening with the investigation into COVID's origins. So obviously, at all turns, at every road, China is trying to thwart and obfuscate everything about this country. But particularly our investigation into the origins was significant. And perhaps that is why the intelligence community, save the FBI, does not have a conclusion whether it originated from the lab.
Well, what I want to know is you've got different bodies, different institutions, bureaus, agencies who, some have low confidence that it escaped from the lab, some have high confidence, like the Department of Energy and the FBI. Are they looking at the same intelligence? I don't understand how they're coming to different conclusions about this unless some of those conclusions are politically motivated. And anytime someone says to you, especially someone in power, the science is settled, do not believe them, because that is not what science is. Science should constantly be challenged and pushed and questioned, and that's how you come to the truth. And we were misdirected so we wouldn't really look for the truth. We were told by the most powerful person in the country in terms of our health policy, Dr. Anthony Fauci, that the science was settled on this, that, there were enough people who said there was no way that it escaped from the lab, that it was of natural origin. And for a lot of people who were sequencing the genome of the virus, that was patently false. And I'm glad this is coming out now, and I hope we reach critical mass so he is proven wrong.
And Kayleigh, the consensus, however, in those agencies is that it wasn't intentionally leaked as the form of a bioweapon, right? Sure, so get that off the table. The reason why it's so important for Americans to understand whether it was inadvertent or not is because, number one, we had sensitive cables alarming us to that fact as early as January 2018. And number two, because of the whole reaction by the media and this administration to anyone who dared suggest that might be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, number one, Anthony Fauci not only doesn't have any regrets, Monday he doubled down. Says still natural causes. That's what I'm going with the data. Anytime he's not telling the truth, he uses bigger and bigger words, but data, he tends to emphasize a lot of that. But the data goes the other way. Dr. McCary on this morning said the data is totally the other way. I'd like to add this to it, but right away, the lack of curiosity from the Biden administration, who's not culpable. No one's blaming the Biden administration for the pandemic. Why not come in there with guns a-blazing and just say, I got to find out what's going on. Here's the committee. I need some Republicans. You guys want to come together? You're supposed to be the unifier. Can you work with us on this? Sure. That would have been like last night. We saw in the prime time, we saw Republicans and Democrats coming together to focus on China, the threat. So why isn't there a sincere look into it? And I think the answer is Elon Musk. Elon Musk was warned by the Chinese yesterday, essentially, back off with your contemptible tweets, or else maybe Tesla loses the China market. And that is really what it's about. Somebody has something to lose somewhere.
Yeah, and a lot of it is so economic. The economic stronghold that China has over so many facets of our country's business and economy is really frightening. And you were mentioning, Harris, a particularly notable moment in that interview that Bret Baier had with Director Wray.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that when Bret sort of pressed him on, well, what is classified that you can't tell us versus what you can? And what Christopher Wray says, oh, it's not necessarily that I can't tell you certain things because they're classified. It's just that, well, they're police work. They're kind of what we do, and we don't want to really put it out there in the bloodstream. I think that we have come to a time, and Kellyanne Conway and I talked about this last hour on The Focus, where with 20 million dead around the world and 1 million more here in the United States, I think it's time for us to know what we need to know. because we're still fighting this battle in some places. The nursing home disaster continues to play itself out among the elderly who are still dying from this. Mostly elderly are still dying from this disease. Not happening necessarily in nursing homes, but they're still the target mostly. I want to know everything forensically that we can know about the origins of this. That's how we fight it in the future. And oh, by the way, if they're going to be, doing gain function and all of that, what else is out there? And do we trust them to tell us when they make a mistake? Because look, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was a mistake. Do we trust them next time to tell us it was a mistake if they covered up this time?
That's a no, Kayleigh.
Yeah, that's a no. And I think what Brian said was very important about who has what to gain here, because what's coming out of the Biden administration is total opaqueness. I mean, we knew when the Trump administration was leaving office, Pompeo put out a fact sheet, and there were 4 main facts. And you went over yesterday in 2018, there were diplomats sending cables saying, hey, what's going on at the Wuhan Institute of Virology is very troubling. Well, we knew leaving office, 1, they were conducting gain-of-function research. 2, they had worked with the Chinese military in the past. 3, some of their scientists had gotten sick from what seemed like bat-like coronavirus symptoms. Apparently on background, a State Department official told Josh Rogan at the Post, we dispute none of that. Those are the facts as they stand. So why, when asked at a press briefing, do you confirm what the Department of Energy has said, Karine Jean-Pierre? She says, oh, I don't have any information on that. And then John Kirby saying, oh, does the president support gain-of-function research? Oh, yes, he supports that. So why are we supporting gain-of-function? Why don't we have answers? We have fewer answers now than we did when we left the White House in 2021.
Yeah, thanks to Biden's America. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.